Welcome, dear friends. Today, we delve into a topic that many struggle with in silence: lust. It's a battle fought in the quiet corners of our hearts, a yearning that can lead us down a path far from God's loving embrace. But you're not alone in this, my friend. The Bible is filled with stories of men and women who have faced this very same challenge, reminding us that even the strongest among us can stumble. Let's uncover 5 biblical reasons why you might be facing this challenge, exploring the lives of these individuals and drawing strength from their experiences. Remember, God's grace is always sufficient, and His love has the power to redeem and restore even in the face of our deepest struggles. Together, let's journey towards understanding, healing, and the freedom that comes from walking in God's truth. King David, a man after God's own heart, a shepherd boy who became a mighty king, revered and respected by his people. He defeated Goliath, united a nation, and wrote some of the most beautiful psalms we cherish today, psalms that continue to inspire and comfort millions around the world. Yet even David, a man chosen by God, experienced the devastating pull of lust, a force that can lead even the strongest astray. Picture this: David, strolling on his rooftop, catches a glimpse of Bathsheba bathing, a moment that would change the course of his life. Instead of turning away, he allows his gaze to linger, igniting a fire within him, a fire that would lead to a series of fateful decisions. 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verses 2-4, tells us, "One evening, David got up from his bed and walked around on the roof of the palace, seeking solace in the cool night air. From the roof, he saw a woman bathing, her beauty captivating him instantly. The woman was very beautiful, and David sent someone to find out about her, unable to resist the temptation. The man said, 'She is Bathsheba, the daughter of Eliam and the wife of Uriah the Hittite,' a revelation that should have stopped David in his tracks. Then David sent messengers to get her, driven by a desire that clouded his judgment. She came to him, and he slept with her, an act that would have far-reaching consequences. David, a man who knew God's law, allowed desire to cloud his judgment, leading him down a path of sin. He pursued Bathsheba, a woman already promised to another, disregarding the sanctity of marriage. This act, born out of lust, had a ripple effect, leading to deceit, betrayal, and ultimately tragedy, affecting not just David and Bathsheba, but an entire nation. David's story reminds us that none of us are immune to temptation, no matter how strong our faith may be. We may have moments of weakness, times when our desires threaten to overpower our commitment to God, moments that test our resolve. But it's in those moments, my friends, that we must cling to God's grace, seeking His forgiveness and the strength to choose a different path, a path that leads us back to Him. Samson, a man blessed with superhuman strength, a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. Yet his greatest weakness lay not in the hands of his enemies, but in the allure of a woman named Delilah. The Philistines, fearing Samson's might, sought a way to subdue him. They turned to Delilah, using her beauty and charm to uncover the secret of his strength. Blinded by his desire for her, Samson revealed the source of his power: his hair, a symbol of his covenant with God. Judges 16, verses 4-21, recounts the tragic tale, how Delilah, driven by greed and manipulation, betrayed Samson's trust. She lulled him into a false sense of security, and while he slept, she had his hair shaved off. Samson, stripped of his God-given strength, was captured, blinded, and humiliated. Samson's story serves as a stark warning about the seductive nature of lust. It can blind us to the truth, leading us to make choices that compromise our integrity and jeopardize our relationship with God. It's a reminder that true strength lies not in physical prowess, but in our unwavering devotion to God's will. Solomon, renowned for his wisdom, sought knowledge and understanding above all else. His thirst for knowledge was insatiable, and he dedicated countless hours to studying and reflecting on the divine texts. God granted him wisdom beyond measure, making him the wisest ruler of his time. His judgments were revered, and his insights were sought by leaders from distant lands. Yet even Solomon, with all his wisdom, fell prey to the snares of lust. Despite his profound understanding, he was not immune to the weaknesses of the human heart. His heart, though filled with wisdom, was enticed by the allure of many women. The beauty and charm of these women captivated him, leading him away from his path of righteousness. He amassed a vast harem, taking wives and concubines from surrounding nations. This collection of women was not just a symbol of his power, but also a source of his eventual downfall. 1 Kings chapter 11 verses 1-4 reveals, King Solomon, however, loved many foreign women besides Pharaoh's daughter: Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Sidonians, and Hittites. These women came from nations that worshipped other gods. They were from nations about which the Lord had told the Israelites, "You must not intermarry with them, because they will surely turn your hearts after their gods." This divine warning was clear and unequivocal. Nevertheless, Solomon held fast to them in love. His affection for these women was deep, and he found it difficult to resist their influence. He had 700 wives of royal birth and 300 concubines, a staggering number that reflected his immense wealth and power, and his wives led him astray. Their influence over him grew stronger, pulling him further away from his devotion to God. Solomon's desire for these women, fueled by lust, led him down a dangerous path. His once clear judgment became clouded, and his decisions were no longer guided by divine wisdom. He allowed their foreign gods to infiltrate his kingdom, compromising his faith and the covenant he had with God. The presence of these idols marked a significant departure from his earlier devotion. His story reminds us that lust can cloud even the sharpest minds. It serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of allowing our desires to override our principles. It can lead us to make choices that contradict our values and distance us from God's loving embrace. The consequences of such choices can be far-reaching and devastating. True wisdom, my friends, lies in seeking God's guidance in all matters of the heart, ensuring that our decisions are aligned with His will, guarding ourselves against temptations that seek to lead us astray. By doing so, we can remain steadfast in our faith and true to our values. The Israelites, God's chosen people, delivered from slavery in Egypt, were led by Moses to the Promised Land. This journey was not just a physical one, but also a spiritual odyssey, a test of their faith and commitment to the God who had rescued them from the clutches of Pharaoh. Yet, time and again, they strayed from their covenant with God, their hearts enticed by the allure of false idols. Despite witnessing countless miracles, their faith wavered, and they sought comfort in the tangible and the immediate. This spiritual adultery, this lust for other gods, is vividly depicted in Exodus chapter 32, verses 1-6. The narrative captures the essence of human frailty and the constant battle between faith and doubt. While Moses was on Mount Sinai receiving the 10 Commandments, the Israelites grew restless. Their impatience and lack of trust in God's timing led them down a path of rebellion. They demanded that Aaron, Moses' brother, fashion a god for them. Their desperation for a leader they could see and touch overshadowed their faith in the unseen God. When the people saw that Moses was so long in coming down from the mountain, they gathered around Aaron and said, "Come, make us gods who will go before us." Their impatience revealed their deep-seated insecurities and fears. "As for this fellow Moses who brought us up out of Egypt, we don't know what has happened to him." Their words dripped with doubt and a sense of abandonment. Aaron answered them, "Take off the gold earrings that your wives, your sons, and your daughters are wearing and bring them to me." This act of collecting gold was a significant step towards their spiritual downfall. So all the people took off their earrings and brought them to Aaron. The collective act of surrendering their valuables symbolized their collective departure from faith. He took what they handed him and made it into an idol cast in the shape of a calf, fashioning it with a tool. This golden calf became the focal point of their misguided worship. Then they said, "These are your gods, Israel, who brought you up out of Egypt." Their declaration was a tragic irony, attributing their deliverance to a lifeless object. The Israelites, blinded by their desire for a tangible God, a God they could see and touch, turned away from the one true God who had delivered them from bondage. Their actions were a stark reminder of how easily faith can be compromised. Their hearts yearned for something to fill a void, a longing that led them to replace God's glory with a lifeless idol. This yearning was a reflection of their inner turmoil and spiritual emptiness. Their story serves as a powerful reminder that lust can manifest in various forms, even in our spiritual lives. It warns us of the dangers of allowing our desires to lead us astray. We may find ourselves chasing after fleeting pleasures, seeking fulfillment in things that can never truly satisfy. The modern world offers countless distractions that can lead us away from our spiritual path. True fulfillment, my friends, is found only in a deep and abiding relationship with God. It is in this relationship that we find peace, purpose, and the strength to resist the allure of false gods. Judah, one of the 12 sons of Jacob, found himself at a crossroads, his judgment clouded by lust. He encountered a woman he believed to be a prostitute, unaware that she was Tamar, his daughter-in-law disguised in a veil. Genesis chapter 38 verses 15 to 18 recounts the encounter. When Judah saw her, he thought she was a prostitute, for she had covered her face. Not realizing that she was his daughter-in-law, he went over to her by the side of the road and said, "Come now, let me sleep with you." "And what will you give me to sleep with you?" she asked. "I'll send you a young goat from my flock," he answered. "Will you give me something as a pledge until you send it?" she asked. Judah, driven by his desire, failed to recognize Tamar and readily engaged in an act that went against God's law and his own moral compass. This encounter, fueled by lust and shrouded in deception, had far-reaching consequences, exposing the destructive nature of unchecked desires. Judah's story serves as a stark reminder that lust can lead to moral compromise, causing us to act in ways that contradict our values and harm ourselves and others. It's a call to be vigilant, to guard our hearts and minds, seeking God's guidance in all our relationships and interactions. Remember, friends, acknowledging these struggles is the first step towards overcoming them. These biblical figures, despite their flaws and missteps, teach us valuable lessons about the seductive nature of lust and its potential to lead us astray. Stay strong in your faith and seek God's guidance. His word is a lamp unto our feet, guiding us through the darkest of times. Let's strive to live lives that honor Him, seeking His strength to resist temptation and make choices that reflect His love and grace. Until next time, stay blessed. Remember, you are loved, you are cherished, and you are never alone in your journey.